Hello and welcome to Todd Rolls Dice, where today we're going to talk about something different but incredibly cool. A couple of weeks ago I had the chance to play the Doom Arena board game. I was lucky enough to win a competition that I hadn't realised I entered. So doubly lucky, I guess. And I was invited down to the Kickstarter launch event for Doom the Arena board, or Doom Arena board game, I guess, to give it its name. We got to play the prototype, meet some of the fantastic guys over at Modiphius, and a host of other incredible content creators and cosplay artists. It was a fantastic event, I had a great time. Shout out to Sharif for just being amazing. He was my opponent when we played Doom 93, which was the prototype that we had on offer. So what I played isn't the finished product, the miniatures aren't finalised, it is their mock-ups. As you can see, this is on Kickstarter. There is 32 hours to go at time of recording. This video will be up, hopefully, a little bit before. There will be at least 24 hours left if you do want to support this. And I had an absolute amazing time. It was just fantastic. So shout out to Modiphius, first of all, for enabling me to go and picking me as the winner, because I was not expecting it. But also, being at an event like that is the first time I've ever been to a launch event. Certainly with this channel, I never expected I'd be doing anything like that. And just to talk to people and just mix with other people who do this thing full time, you know, people who create incredible content. It was just eye-opening, and I would love to do more, and it really gives me an idea of what I want to do with this channel moving forward. And hopefully that's going to mean that content will grow for you guys, and we'll cover more interesting things. But how about we focus on the game at hand? Because the gates of hell have opened, and the Doom guy, or Doom Slayer, depending on which variant you want to go with, has answered the call. So, the game itself, it is a board game. You play on hexes. As you can see, you have stunning miniatures. You don't have to have miniatures, you can have little standees, are an optional extra as well. But this is already funded. This game is happening. It has doubled its goal of £100,000. We're already over £200,000, which is fantastic. And I'm going to talk you through this. I'm going to show you some pictures of the miniatures that I took, but please remember what I've seen is just a prototype. It is not the finished article. And then at the end of this, we will also have a look at the goodie bag that I received as being part of the launch event. Everybody had the chance to take a goodie bag, and there was some really cool, fun stuff in there. So everybody here knows Doom, right? Obviously, surely, how can anybody not know what Doom is? It's been around since forever, but we have two editions, so this is 93 with amended box art, but I'll talk about that in the goodie bag. Unboxing, opening, I don't know what you call it. Reveal. And then you also have Doom the Dark Ages, which is a slightly different twist on the same mechanic system. More melee focused, that focuses on the last Doom game that was released about 6 months ago now. 7 months ago maybe, I think it was back in May this year. But Doom the Dark Ages is the melee focused version of the standard Doom 93 Arena game. The idea is to be tactical but aggressive. You upgrade your character so Doom Guy can pick up weapons, weapon upgrades, find keys to open up the board a bit more, different boards, there's a whole host of things, there's a whole host of enemies, and the idea is to go in and just rip and tear. But what do you actually get with this? So the idea is a fast-paced, quick game. It's 3 rounds. They say 15-minute rounds. It was longer for us when we were playing because we were messing around, having a bit of fun, and just learning the rules. I've only played one game, but it was an absolute blast to play. And having good opponents obviously helps as well. So one person is the demons, one person is Doom Guy or Doom Slayer. As they say, it's 3 rounds. Brutal PvP combat, and they mean brutal. The tagline that we had, and I'm borrowing this, I think it was Ben, the designer, who came up with it. It might have been somebody else. But the tagline that I was told when I was talking to the folks at Modiphius was heavy metal chess. And yeah, 100%. There is that tactical element. You've got to be clever. There's cover to use. You've got to think about your movement, positioning your shots, making the most out of your abilities. But also, you are going in hard and you are going in to kill. It's a points-based game. Doomslayer gets points for kills. Demons gets points for killing Doomslayer. Doomslayer does revive, so it's not like you kill him and he's dead. Doesn't come back, so there is continuity in that game. And there's even up to 4 players. So if you wanted, you could split it out, and with the demon activations, currently, and this is all prototype, this might change, but Ben, the designer of the rules, who works for Modiphius and has done this with Modiphius, but also is part of Resurrectionist Games, who you may have heard of. The passion that he showed for this and talking about it. I had a good, maybe 10-minute chat with him over a pint of cider, and yeah, the passion, just talking about getting the license, the idea for the game, wanting to expand it potentially in the future, other ideas I'm not going to go into here, it's not for me to say. But if this does well, there is some loose plans for where it will go in the future. And yeah, it was exciting to talk to Ben. So Ben, thank you for your time. Everybody, thank you for your time. It was a fantastic event. But in these boxes, you pick, as standard, 93 or Dark Ages. And that's an idea of the layout. You've got your demons with ability cards. Everything is on the cards. Everything is in front of you. You've got tokens that you put on. You've got a really cool little score counter. And it's all right there in front of you. There's no messing around. There's probably no flicking through the rule book after a couple of games. Once you get the mechanics down, yeah, it's so fluid when you get your brain around how it plays. Really, really cool. But the idea is Doomslayer activates, and then 3 demons, or however many activations of 3 demons activates, and then you go for another turn, and you just try and kill as much as possible. If you want to, the rulebook is available on the Kickstarter. I will link this in the description below for the video if you want to check it out. And if you want to back it, because yeah, it's fantastic. I am so impressed with what I've seen. But what do you actually get in the box? How about we get to that bit, should we? So in the 1993 Deluxe Edition, you get 13 miniatures, which is 2 variants of Doom Guy, and he does have 2 different cards. There is more range focused, and then more of a melee enraged sort of beat stick version of Doom Guy. Then you get a selection of different demons from the classic game. And what I love about these miniatures, and I've got a couple of pictures I'll throw up as I'm talking about it, and this was the miniatures that I saw. I didn't see much of the Dark Ages stuff, but the miniatures themselves and the difference between 93 and the Dark Ages was the level of detail, but I mean that in the best possible way. Obviously Doom 93 was a very pixely game, whereas the Dark Ages is a full-blown modern shooter. So the level of detail between the different demons is massive. What Modiphius have done, and their sculpting team have done an incredible job doing it, is bring the 93 game, the classic demons, to life with incredible detail, but it's not overdone. They haven't forced bits in and done stuff that doesn't really fit. It's very much a recreation of how you would expect them to look if it was a modern game, but not overly detailed. Whereas the Dark Ages stuff has a lot more detail, as we'll see. But it is dice based, it's D6 dice based, and the dice do have their own symbols on. So these dice are a prototype, but this is basically what we saw. Different ammo has a different coloured dice, basically is the idea. And different weapons will roll different amounts. The big green dice currently is when you activate your BFG. And man, does that thing shred. Honestly, it's worth saving up Doom Guy's ability points and just popping that off as soon as you get the chance. Because I took out the big, I think it was a cacao demon I was against. And a couple of the shotgun dudes. I think it was. I can't remember. But yeah, it just exploded everything. As you would expect. It's a one-shot, death to all. Also in the box you get 4 different boards. Now these are unlocked by finding keys and it takes you to the next level. Very much like Doom, they've taken moments and little nods from the games and brought it in a really nice way. Wonderful nods. You've got a blood tracker, that's how you score your points. Keycards to unlock extra map boards. Loads of tokens. There is a lot of tokens. If you like a token game, definitely this one. And then 33 cards, so you've got all your demons, you've got your turn tracker and things, weapon cards, weapon upgrades. This is just an idea of what you can have. But there's 2 versions of Doom Guy there, so Enraged and then normal. And different abilities, different stuff. The demons all do different things. Some demons have 2 abilities, some demons have more. Obviously the Cyber Demon is a big demon. Currently in the prototype game, you can only activate the Cyber Demon once per turn, and that's all of your demon activations. So you can see the Imp and the Lost Soul and the Shotgun Dude. They're all like single activations, so if you have 3 of them on the board, you can activate any 3 of them. The Cacao Demon is a 2 activation, so you would have 1 other activation, whereas the Cyber Demon is 3, so that's the one thing that you can move. But boy, is it tough. So not 100% what we played. They're still looking at balance tweaks and things and maybe playing with more activations for the demons, but it worked really well and you could get an idea of what they were wanting to do. It feels very polished, I thought, from my limited knowledge of arena board games. It does play very well, and once you get your head around it, start upgrading your weapons. The chain gun is gross. The pistol is not bad because it is 4 dice, so less damage, but it is 4 dice in a straight line. You got good line of sight. The shotgun is great, and each weapon has, or most of the weapons have, special abilities as well that you can trigger instead. And then of course your upgrade cards. I took Invulnerability and it was pretty good, although we probably were playing it wrong. And then you get a rulebook as well, obviously. But it was just great fun. And the only time that the game started to lag was when I slowed down to think about what I wanted to do. And then I kind of lost my way a bit, and I ended up getting in a bad position because I was overthinking it. Whereas when you're going in, you're playing fast and loose, it worked so much better. And that's what this is. This is just a quick, fast-paced, I'm going to say easy enough to pick up, but you will need to perfect it if you want to be really good. And playing with different upgrades and things. But it is just a great, fun experience. Absolute blast to play. But that's 93, that's the box that I've seen. And yeah, really good. So impressed with it. And it was just a joy to see this stuff. Then we get on to the Dark Ages. So this is the premium Dark Ages. You get Doom Slayer with the shield, and the shield has its own incredible mechanics. Didn't really get to see those because we didn't have the cards, but it does different things. It slows enemies down, but then it's a risk reward because if you throw it to stun an enemy, you don't have your shield. The idea is to be much more melee focused in getting in enemies' faces with this one. Whereas Doom 93 is much more tactical, manoeuvring around the board, making sure you've got shots, doing as much damage as possible. Dark Ages, true to the game, is get in their face and hit them as hard as you can. And with this one, you get another selection of demons, and then the 2 Doomslayers as well, and the boards, all the cards, everything else. It is Doom the Dark Ages inspired and reskinned, but it will follow the same core rules and core contents of the other edition. And with Kickstarter, obviously, as projects get backed, you tend to have stretch goals and things. So this is some optional extras that you could have if you do pledge and you do decide that you want these extra little bits. Just a little look here of some of the miniatures close up as well. I do have a Doom guy to show you and pictures of the demons. And then there's the exclusive Kickstarter miniatures as well. So this is all options. Just you can see already the detail is pretty good. The imp was great as well. The imp was really good. Really nice flame attack as well. Didn't get to see the heavy weapons guy. And then the Dark Ages stuff here, there's your Kickstarter exclusive. And the Mancubus in the game is just so much fun to fight. So is the Pinky Rider. I love the Pinky Rider miniature as well. Yeah, I think the Dark Ages is the one for me. I just love the aesthetic and I loved that game. It's the first Doom game I ever completed. There's also the option to have Titan miniatures. If you played the Dark Ages, you have your big mech suits and you go out and you fight big demons, basically. Adds an extra element of fun, but that is being catered to as well with its own collection of rules and miniatures. And you can see their base sizes and things. Most of it's 30mm base. Doom guy is on 30mm bases. There are alternative sculpts with different weapons as well. If you want to switch him out when you upgrade his weapon or whatever, you can add those on. Then we have demonic reinforcements that have been unlocked. There's also the Barons of Hell option, and then the Spider Mastermind. So many cool things. And then the Dark Ages here, same base sizes, it's the same idea. The Agadon Hunters were great to fight as well. That's a cool looking miniature. That is a cool looking miniature. And then again, Doomslayer has different weapon options if you wanted. And Sarat, the dragon. And you get a smaller version for use against the big demons, I would guess, because there are flying sections in the game. So all of this stuff is pending licensor approval, going by that little note there at the bottom, but this is a good idea of where they're going with the designs, and they just look so good. So rewards wise, if you do pledge and you do want to pick up the game, £45 will net you the standard edition of either game, which comes with the plastic standees. So this isn't those beautiful sculpted models, but it is pre-painted, pre-made, ready to go little plastic standees that you can move around. Both variants just look pretty cool as well. But all the miniatures you need, all the same rules, all the same boards, and it includes your Kickstarter exclusive miniatures as well. So you do get something to paint if you wanted. Premium edition, instead of the standees, comes with the demon models and then the different Doomslayers. If you want both editions, obviously it's more. And then you have loads of different extras, so there's loads of stuff that's been unlocked for this as well. I wish I had the money to go all in Dark Ages. Sadly, I haven't got 250 quid kicking about, but man, I would love everything in here. And I think that you could have some fun playing it. So it is arena focused, it is small, skirmish style game with Doomslayer, Doom Guy against a load of demons. It is co-op, so you can have multiple players. But there is a way if you want, and this isn't an official thing, this isn't rules that they're doing, but if you wanted to throw together a campaign, have different boards, mix in different demons, you can come up with your own type of game, your own campaign system, it entirely depends on how you want to play. So it's not like it is just a one and done arena style shooter. There's so many different options. And yeah, there's loads of different stuff, but you can see stretch goals, they've already done pretty well. 100% funded pretty much in the first, what day? 2 days, I believe it was. You've got the card quality update, box cover laminations, so nicer boxes, alternative sculpts for 93, and the Dark Ages have both been hit. Acrylic tokens upgrade for both games. Barons of Hell for 93. Premium finish on the game boards, the Spider Mastermind as we've seen, and then the Royal Atlan expansion, which is the souped up Super Atlan suit from the Dark Ages. The Komodo expansion, the Komodos were fun to fight as well in the Dark Ages. And we've just hit Prince Azrak if you wanted to add him to your pledge as well. So loads of cool stuff, and there's even more stretch goals. Can we hit the BFD? Can we hit that £220,000 mark before the end of the campaign in just over 24 hours? And this will give you a giant 32mm dice, 6-sided dice, that would just be epic to roll when you do your big fucking gunshot. Yeah, just cool little things. There's so many cool little things in this. But if we can hit that, it would be amazing. Obviously, this is already funded. So whatever you pledge, if you do buy any version of the game, it is guaranteed to go into production at this point, which is great. Or you can pledge different things, get different slayers and stuff. There's so many different options that you can do on Kickstarter. I'm not that familiar with Kickstarter. I've only kickstarted 1 or 2 other products, but there is just a whole host of stuff. And this website tells you everything that you would get depending on your pledge. Shipping and things, and then the schedule for release here. So it is currently being written, going through writing and design, currently looking at sort of March time next year, for everything to be finalised and edited through April, manufacturing in June next year, and aiming to ship August 2026. So it is still a little bit away, but you know, potentially within the next 12 months at time of recording, this would be in hand when you do back it, if you want to back it. I'm super impressed with this game. Don't know if you can tell, I haven't played many modiphius games. I know that they have Elder Scrolls and Fallout. They have quite a good relationship with Bethesda. Obviously, id and Bethesda are all under the same studio name now, same brand, all with Xbox. But I was just so impressed with not just the models that we saw, but the fast-paced nature of the game. It really does want you to just push forward, and that adrenaline hit as you just keep mowing down demons. Obviously, I was playing Doom Guy, but even as the demon player, you're just trying to take out Doom Guy, get your extra points, do some serious damage, and you get points for just doing damage. It's not like kills. So some enemies will go down with 1 health point, and then they're dead, they respawn. Bigger enemies, every time you do damage you get a point, so you're constantly getting that little point ticking up, which just feels pretty good, doesn't it? It feeds into that kick of, right, I need more points, I've got to push on, I've got to do more, got to do more damage, got to focus. Right, I've got the BFG, I'm going to destroy everything in that corner and move this way. Really fun system. I would love to see what this turns out like. I don't know if there'll be many changes. I don't think that there needs to be many changes. It played really well. I had such a fun time with this. And if you like a quick, as condensed as you want it to be, arena style board game, and you're a fan of Doom, this is a no-brainer. But if you just want something fun to play, and you like cool miniatures or cool standees, this could be up your street as well. Overall, it was pretty amazing and a really nice goodie bag to walk away from. Some great memories. I had to go all the way down to London, which never great, certainly with my back, and the trains were, well, cancelled. My last train home was cancelled, so we had to, mess around for quite a bit of time trying to figure out what was happening next. Wasn't ideal, but I made it home. That's the main thing. I'm a huge fan of this. I'm hoping to back it. I'm just obviously not waiting for it to be funded because it's already hit that goal. but I'm just waiting. The last few hours we'll see. It all depends on which edition I want to go with and how much extra I want, and there's a lot of extra stuff that I want. And this is the goodie bag that came with that competition win. Everybody at the event got one of these, so it's not just myself that got one. But as you can see there's a picture of the Doom Arena Game 93 box cover. They have slightly tweaked the box art so that Doom Guy, actually has the weapons that he runs around with in the game, instead of it being, was it an Uzi in the original 90s one? And there isn't an actual Uzi in the game, so there was a slight discrepancy, but I'm guessing for advertising purposes or whatever in the modern age, for whatever reason, they had to change it to better resemble Doom Guy, and they did an amazing job. But how about we rip into this, because I haven't opened this yet. I have an idea of what's in it. I'm going to try and be careful, because that's a really nice sticker. But what wondrous gifts did Modiphius bestow upon us that went to this launch event? We got stuff! So 2 miniatures. We have Doom Guy and Doom Slayer. We have a series of stickers, which is really cool. Smaller stickers from the box art. We have a floppy disk. Number 2789, apparently. An old IBM floppy. I don't know if there's anything on this. I would hope that it has the game on, or the rules manual or something to do with the game. But that's really cool. I mean, it's just a really... it's an old floppy disk that has just had a sticker put on, isn't it? But what an awesome little nostalgia hit for, obviously, 1993. And you also get a postcard with Doom The Dark Ages, the cover art for, or the box art for the Arena board game set in the latest version of Doom. Which of course was The Dark Ages. I played it back in the summer and thoroughly loved the game. And this Doom Slayer, obviously there's Doom Guy, the earlier version. This is Doom Slayer. And I just loved it so much that if you've seen my video of me converting a Space Wolf out of a Chaos Lord model, it was heavily inspired by this design, and I think it turned out pretty well. So big fan of this, and this is the game that I'm looking to pick up, so hopefully we can. But how about we take a look at these models? So these are prototype models, obviously they've been designed, and this is the early runs. They're not necessarily going to look exactly like this. But this is very cool. Really, really nice. You can see there the pistol and the shotgun, very similar to that box art. Molded base, wonderful little bits of detail. Not over the top, there's just enough there to give you that beautiful design of Doom Guy himself. Yeah, really, really nice. Really nice sculpts. And then shall we have a look at the Doom Slayer with his chain mace. Morningstar, is it? Is it Morningstar? I can't remember what it was called. But the detail, obviously there is a number of years between the video games themselves. So obviously the newer version, the Dark Ages box, the miniatures and things, while following that game's representation of the miniatures, the detail has also been increased as well. He's on a bigger base, and while they are both the same game, they follow the same core rules. The Dark Ages is much more brutal and melee focused, as befitting the game. Whereas there's a little bit more ranged combat, and your ranged weapons are probably slightly more offensive in 93. I did play 93. I had an absolute blast playing the prototype version. But look at, just look at them. Stunning miniatures side by side. Look at the imposing size of Doom Slayer. Both of them stunning models. Absolutely stunning. I love just the detail and the dints and things on the shield. Obviously you can paint in the markings and things if you wanted to. You don't have to paint them. You can leave them grey plastic. All the miniatures look different and you know which is which. Very, very nice models. Really, really nice. I'm very much looking forward to seeing more of this. But I'd love to know what you think. I'd love to know what you think of this kind of video as well with me on camera. I don't want to do it all the time because you don't need to see my face that much. But let me know what you think of this. Let me know if you're excited about Doom, the Arena board game, and if you plan on backing it or have backed it. Let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one.